Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode. I knocked over my notebook there. Welcome to this episode of Love Hues. Love Hues is a game that is going to be coming out in April 2020. The developers actually, the day that I'm recording this, the developer is going to be actually putting out the release date for the official game. So, I'm going to probably insert myself from the future at some point to say, hey, it's gonna be released. I'll also, they gave me an early copy of the game. This is pretty much the full game, so this is fairly much what you can expect to kind of play through on your own when it releases to the public here. So just so you guys know, and because I like to just give you guys this information before I start like a playthrough, character, injury, death, illness, mild language, discussions of mental health, challenging relationships, flashing images, suggestive themes. These are all things that might happen. So uses data from your old playthroughs and you have the power to erase it from the main menu. That's interesting. Okay, enjoy the game. Great. Excellent. Or, hear me? This dream again. I know it'll fade away as soon as I wake up, no matter how much I try to hold on to it. There's a faint buzzing, a moth's shadow crowding out the burning sun. Someone trying to shout my name, but the sound is always muffled, muted. I try to move forward, but my every step feels heavy and belagered. I want to reach the person who's calling out to me, but find me, find me. I slowly came to and stretched. Before I could even think to turn on the lights in my room, I heard a metallic rattling outside my window. I heard that familiar clattering for years, the gentle click as the mailbox was unlocked, the creak as its door was swung open, and the hollow clunking as the mail was tucked inside. The postal worker had dropped off their daily mail into our family mailbox, and with it, maybe I'd finally see my acceptance letter. I'd rushed into some presentable daytime clothes before I stumbled down the steps of my house, overwhelmed by the sunlight outside. Yeah, it's really bright. My eyes hurt and stung as they adjusted to the new surroundings, and I impatiently felt around for a family mailbox. Finally, my pupils were small enough that I could see comfortably again. I quickly opened the mailbox and ripped out a single letter. Oh, look at that! Look at this! This is very pretty. I like this a lot. Oh, look at the textures, guys. Oh, I really like this. Yo, I love this mailbox, honestly. Do you guys ever look at, like, the details and backgrounds and you just, like, kind of stare at it and you're like, hell yeah. Like, that is a dope mailbox. For a second, I couldn't breathe. Its envelope was a smooth cream white, and Falls' insignia was proudly imprinted on the front. My cry of excitement shriveled up in my throat when I realized that this wasn't necessarily my acceptance letter. I turned it over a few times, trying to focus on the velvety feel of the envelope instead of its contents. I had wanted this since grade 10, to attend the most prestigious university in our province, to attend its amazing lectures, to walk through its facilities as one of the pupils. Was I really good enough to be accepted? Oh, this is gonna give me those feels, isn't it? Guys, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but there was a period of time in my life when I was really, really trying to get into Princeton University. At the time that I was a senior in high school, I had applied to Princeton University was like the #1 university in the nation, and they have a really good financial aid program. Like, I think because of how much money my family made, essentially they would have covered my tuition almost in full. The only thing that we would have had to pay is like $5,000. So like the nice thing about going to a university like Princeton is that it's like a lot of their students graduate debt free, and that's kind of something that they really pride themselves on. So I was very excited, and I really wanted to get into an Ivy League school. I was waitlisted, and just I remember that anxiety, and I do not remember it fondly. It was horrible because I was just like, what's going to happen in my future if I don't get into Princeton, you know? But Princeton can now eat its heart out. So, like, you know, I'm a YouTuber now. It tore a little bit. I peeled it open cautiously and gulped in a breath as I pulled out the letter. Dear blank. Oh, I get to type in my name? Okay, I'm not going to use Swiggity Swiggity because I feel like I keep overusing this joke. I will use my own name. Dear Chloe. Yes. We're delighted to tell you that you've been accepted to Falls West University. The academic year will begin on September 3rd, 20-something or other. I punched the air in excitement and hopped on the spot, trying not to yell the neighborhood down. I was in. This was really happening. Please send us a passport-style photo of yourself along with your pronouns. We will create your student ID within 1 week of receiving these items. Oh, right. I can't believe I've forgotten about that, too. I can't believe I'm really going to Falls. Let's find that picture. I flipped through my phone's gallery eagerly. Here we go. Duck face. Yep, that's me. Okay, let's indicate my pronouns. My pronouns are she, her, hers. Perfect. I continued to skim the letter. You will be staying in the Sundial dormitories during your studies. Please find attached a list of textbooks that you'll need for your first year in your program. It has been built around based on your chosen courses. Right, I'll be studying... fine arts. I nodded. Luckily, they got it right. The letter finished with another congratulations, but I didn't finish reading it as I ran inside. I need to get my things packed and moved into the dorms. My post-secondary career would kick off in 2 weeks. Oh my god, that's a long time to wait for an acceptance letter for a university. At this point, I would be like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to college, you know? I gazed at the large campus ahead of me and suddenly felt a bit self-conscious. My first day at Falls University was officially underway. It was bustling with activity on campus already. Volunteers in neon blue shirts walked around, helping dozens of new students. The welcome back fair was especially busy. People were browsing through the different booths to get free goodies and general information about the school. If there's one thing that I miss about my undergraduate university, it's that like you got so much free stuff just by like showing up to different events. And you could just you would just be like, okay, I need some more water bottles, and you like get it as you go through. I need some coasters, you get that. I guess I can always visit it once I've got a lunch break. I had a vague recollection of where my English 131 class was, so I took a deep breath in and walked through the oak doors of the general building. Welcome to Falls University. Hang on, please wait. Oh, a blonde student bolted towards me. Despite their lightning fast sprint, they were barely out of breath. This person's lively for a Monday morning. So sorry. Would you know where the language wing is? I've been running around for the last 30 minutes, but I'm totally lost. I think I passed this hallway 3 times already. If they're a very fit student, I kind of want to give them like the jock voice. Let me see. Follow me. Thank you so much. You do look like you know where you're going. I'm glad I talked to you. I'm new too, actually. I just moved into the dorms a week ago, so I had a chance to learn the campus grounds. No way! That's so cool! Hang on. They rummaged through their bag and pulled out a schedule while we began to walk. Are you in English 131? Introduction to Academic Writing? Yeah, actually. I wasn't really interested in Intro to Classical Stories. Totally understandable. Are you headed to that class right now? I nodded and they practically did a little leap of joy. We're classmates! That's so cool! Oh my god. This brings back memories of like, you know, you go to class. One of my friends I met, one of my closest friends, Cody, he watches this channel. I think often. Cody, do you watch this channel often? Are you right there? Anyways, but Cody was one of my closest friends. He's one of my best friends. And we met like on the first day of orientation. We were both a part of the honors college. I went to the University of Oregon. We were both a part of the honors college. And like after learning about the degree requirements, we immediately like dropped out of the honors college because we're like, nah, this seems complicated. Like the requirements were weird. Okay, it was bizarre. So we met like on the first day of orientation, and it was so fun. And Cody and I are still like friends to this day. So while I kind of have some issues with college in that I think that sometimes it's a little bit like overhyped, like they say things like, oh, you're going to meet the best friends of your life there. Like I love, my friends that I met in college, but like I still keep in touch with a lot of people from high school, and those people are still like very close friends because I feel like if you've experienced stuff together, you know, as you do in high school, that kind of carries with you, that kind of bonds you like forever. But maybe people have different, you know. I just kind of figured, oh, like I'm going to show up to college and I'm going to end up with this group of friends and it's all going to be, we're going to be like a sitcom, and that's not what it was like. Wow, really? I guess we'll be able to keep each other updated on projects and stuff. Looks like it. Yeah. And then the conversation stopped. Eventually we glanced at anything but each other. The student cleared their throat and fiddled with their schedule. Why did it get awkward all of a sudden? Oh no, we're socially awkward. Finally, I gathered enough courage to speak again. So, do you... We accidentally spoke over each other. They shrunk away again and began to look for a way out. Sorry, maybe I should... Suddenly I realized that we did have something else to chat about. Wait, did I miss your name? They immediately relaxed at the refreshingly easy question. No, I totally forgot to introduce myself. They blushed as they spoke, tucking a strand of their hair back. Sorry, I'm so scatterbrained sometimes. I'm Toby. In terms of pronouns, I use they or them. I'm also non-binary. For sure, it's nice to meet you. I'm so glad to have met a classmate already. I'm Chloe. Yeah, right. Me too. Do you mind if I sit with you during English? Not at all. Yeah, I'm gonna be a jerk and be like, sorry, I prefer not to. Oh, thank you. They sighed so deeply in relief that they seemed almost 2 inches shorter. I was so afraid to ask. Thanks. Wait, why? Am I intimidating? No, not at all. I'm always worried about being too much and annoying people away, you know? And here I am, oversharing within the first few minutes of knowing you. Nah, you're cool, I get that. But don't worry, I'm very happy that I have at least one acquaintance already. Say, if you don't mind me asking, what program are you in? I'm in the Bachelor of Fine Arts program. My ex is actually in that program. Toby, why are you bringing this up, Toby? Well, I've heard it's well accredited here. You'll surely go far. Toby paused, checking their schedule against the door that we now stood at. We're here. Let's go in and find a spot. Class will start shortly. We looked down the steps of the lecture hall together. Practically every row was crammed full of first-year students. Most people kept to themselves and set up their notebooks or laptops. Half the tense room flinched when the metal water bottle crashed and clattered on the hard bottom floor. The seasoned professor up front hadn't even blinked, nor did he bat an eye as a poor first-year scrambled down to pick it up. A thrill of excitement made my heart flutter once I recovered from the shock. My first lecture in a lecture hall! At Falls! I bit my lip to hide the undoubtedly weird grin that threatened to take over my face. Toby gasped and gestured to the front. Oh, there's still some empty seats near the front. We're in luck. This is all thanks to your excellent navigation skills. I'll get you a coffee sometime as reimbursement. Nah, anytime. Let's go down there. After everyone had settled down, only a few free seats remained. One of these seats was beside me. The lecture hall became completely quiet as the professor's computer whirred to life, right after I grabbed my own supplies. If I hadn't turned to lift my laptop from my backpack, I wouldn't have seen the classroom door creak open one last time. A student with dark curls stuck his head around the corner, surveyed the situation, and strutted in with the confidence I could only dream of. He was still quiet enough that he somehow managed to avoid irking the professor. Just like us, he checked the room and resigned himself to the front row. Our eyes met. His gaze lit up as though he'd been seen a long-lost friend, and I blinked back in surprise. But now Toby looked at me, probably weirded out by the fact that it was taking me a minute to remove my laptop. The student finished his walk down the steps and joined my side with an easygoing smile. Well, looks like I'm right on. His gaze slid from me to Toby and his grin faded a bit. Time. Toby, it's been a while. This is the X! This is the X! Oh my god! Okay, I'm sorry. Toby, it's been a while. You look well? Although his tone was warm, I just caught a barely audible flat undertone to it. I smiled nervously and turned my attention to the prof, squaring my shoulders a bit to try and discourage further conversation. However, Toby leaned further forward to glare at him. This hostility was so unlike the Toby I knew so far that my discomfort multiplied tenfold. I've been fine. Yes, James. Why are you here? James. I've been at the school for just about 3 years, you know. It's not that weird for me to be on campus. By the way, you'll get wrinkles if you keep glaring. Cut it out. You can't be taking this class if you're a third-year student. Aren't you well past entry-level courses already? I am, but I didn't have to take English as a prerequisite up till now, so I just put it off. Didn't like essays. That's an unfortunate quality for a science-focused student. James just beamed back, unfazed. Irritably, Toby gestured at him and hissed. And this class is like 20 sections. How did you pick the same one as me? Well, I sensed that there was someone in section 101B who utterly disliked me, so I had to enroll in it. Oh, fight, 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 fight. Toby opened their mouth to reply, thought better of it, and came up with an angry shrug. They rummaged through their backpack to set out their own notebook and pencils, giving me a chance to speak to the cheeky student who joined us. Or I would have had a chance. The awkward silence didn't last long enough for me to disturb. The professor stepped up to his podium and began his lecture. The next hour and a half remained a little awkward since Toby didn't interact with me due to the presence of the third-year student. My poor first lecture experience. Honey, you will have so many lectures. It's fine. Like, calm down. It's fine. I shook my... Oh, wait, show affection points. How have I just not noticed this? Toby and I are at a 5. Who's Devlin? I haven't even met Devlin. I shake my head. I wouldn't let their bickering ruin my first day. After 2 minutes, I'd be free. Suddenly I heard a paper rustle on my right side. The third-year student slid me a note, keeping his eyes on the prof all the while. As soon as the prof looked down for a second, he gave me a warm, somewhat embarrassed smile that reduced my annoyance a bit. I checked that Toby wasn't watching. They were still focused on the professor, and pulled the note over. It crackled as I opened it. Hi, sorry for that argument earlier. Didn't mean to have you literally in the middle of it. I meant to greet you when I walked in. Toby and I just have a shared history, but we won't drag you into it. I'll try my best not to drag you into it. I glanced back to the professor. He was scribbling his contact info on the board as well as links to the course syllabus. I quickly scribbled a reply back. It's okay. Was your name James? I'm Chloe. He took no time in answering. Yep, it's a pleasure to meet you. As I said earlier, I'm a third-year student. Currently, I'm taking pre-med studies. He paused and tore off another small piece of paper. My GPA standing is a 3.8, if that works as proof of my academic dedication. If you introduce yourself with your GPA, no. No. Just no. Write a dry reply. Whoopsie. Wrote down my answer. Having a good GPA and gloating about it doesn't necessarily boost your personality the sass! I'm here for it! He flinched a bit.
Yeah, you should be flinching. You little braggart.
Sorry, I was kidding. And bragging a tiny bit. I guess that wasn't very clear. Okay. As I read his final answer, I noticed that people were getting up and heading for the next classes. James stretched luxuriously, and Toby glared even harder at him. So, Chloe, are you first year? I wonder if that... Oh my god, I got a -5! Guys, he really did not like it that I didn't stroke his ego a little bit. Okay, James. Okay. Are you a first year student? I don't think I've seen you around before. Granted, we have 10,000 plus students, but... Yeah, I am. I actually upgraded my studies when I left high school, so I could have been a second-year student, but life happens, I guess. Cool, you're 19, right? I nodded and James beamed. Yeah, I guessed correctly. Either way, welcome to Falls. It's such a nice school. You'll fit in within a few weeks. If you'd like a tour, Toby cleared their throat. Class is over, James. I've heard pre-med's pretty intense. Don't you have another course to attend? I winced at how direct Toby's anger was this time. Even James seemed a little put off. He paused and scratched the back of his head, but he quickly recovered his gusto. Actually, I have a lunch break at the moment. I've got some time on my hands. He turned to face me again, thoroughly ignoring Toby. Do you have a break right now, Chloe? We should hang out if you do. You don't like the fact that I insulted the fact that you brought up your GPA, and now you want to do lunch? I think he's doing this just to get at Toby. I think he's doing this intentionally. This is so intentional. I'm like really... This is drawing a strong emotional response out of me that I didn't anticipate. It might be nice to eat lunch with someone if you don't have any plans. I'd like to have lunch with you too, Chloe, if that's all right. Toby finally managed to squeeze their own thoughts into James' enthusiastic speech. They'd somehow softened into resignation. They swallowed and pulled in their lips. Oh, Toby, it's okay. You're my babe. I knew by now that eating with both of them at the same time probably wasn't a good idea. I'm just gonna eat lunch with Toby. Great. I'll pay for us both. James is still upset. James is really struggling with the fact that I'm not gonna put up with this shit. Oh my god, look at James's face. This is so awkward. I'm starting drama. This is my first day of class, and I'm starting so much drama. Okay, we headed out to the food court together, but Toby didn't really talk along the way. Instead, they kept their eyes focused on the tiles linoleum of polished wood it falls in different rooms and corridors. When we arrived at the cafe, they finally glanced up at their feet through their though their shoulders and head were still drooped. After a few guilty sideways glances, they mumbled, I'm sorry for what happened back there. Seeing James, we go back a ways, and they sighed and looked down again, folding their hands behind their back. I'm just trying to say thank you so much for giving me another chance. I'll work on being less petty. No. We're gonna be petty to James. We're gonna be really petty to James. I'm gonna start some shit with James. How is his affection points? Oh, I'm still only at a -5. So somehow James was not that insulted. Okay. Let me pay you back with some hot chocolate or a coffee. They glanced ahead on themselves and frowned. The lineup was pretty long. Oh well. They nervously wove their fingers through each other again. Do you like sweets? Yes. Oh, that's great. I actually work at a cafe downtown, so if you ever have a craving for cakes, candies, or other desserts, I know which ones are good. Come stop by sometime. What about you? It's pretty obvious, but I love sweets too. It's almost our turn. What do you want to eat? Oh, I didn't get to choose. That's sad. Ah, that was good. Nothing beats poutine around lunchtime. The cheese and gravy they use here are actually good. And the fries are nicely crispy too, don't you think? I licked the salt off my fingers and nodded in approval. It's certainly better than the dorm's food so far. Toby didn't respond to my quip at first. Suddenly they gave me the same guilty look from before. I hate to whine so much, but I have to say this. I still feel gross and awful about what happened in class with James today, and I think there might be more friction between us in the future. I want to keep you out of our conflict. I don't want you to see me as some spiteful classmate. Maybe I should talk about something other than how I dislike James, huh? Ugh, I did it again. I'll tell you about myself. Sure, and you know what? Don't worry about what happened today. It was definitely awkward, but you seem like a cool person. I want to get to know you beyond that. Really? Are you sure? Yeah, let's try this whole thing again. Oh my gosh, thank you. You're the cooler person here. I think it's fine. I mean, after James introduced himself with his GPA, I'm like, no, Toby, I get you. I get you. Or the coolest, the most cool. It's okay, we can be mutually cool. Toby laughed and nodded. Right. They leaned their chin on their hand and smiled, a bit more confident. Their hair fell softly to the side as their head tilted. It was inevitably shiny now that it was caught in the rays of the autumn sunlight. As you probably know, I'm a first-year student, just like you. I'm taking open studies for now, but I'm looking at getting into a field that requires a lot of physical activity. I want to help others if I can. I've been lucky enough to have help while I was struggling, and I want more people to have access to that too. That's pretty noble. They let out a bashful chuckle and shrugged. I don't think so. It's just the least I can do. For every mistake that I make, I want to do 2 good deeds. It doesn't fix the original mistake, but at least I can spread more happiness than harm that way. All that being said, I think my specific goal for this year will be becoming a better, stronger person. You'll be the Toby who can split diamond just by blinking your celestially muscled eyelids at it. If only. Could you imagine? What would that power even be good for, though? Fair point. I'd totally take it for bragging rights anyway. In order to get set eyelids, though, I have to train. To that effect, I'd like to join Falls' soccer team. I know that means taking the word stronger, literally. But, well, when I was younger, I was happiest when I was playing soccer in a team. I had to quit due to this and that, but I want to try again. What do you think, Chloe? Is soccer the way for me to become the best Topes I can be? The new improved Topes? Why not? If it's something you love and you can do it, I think it'd be good. These people are so cute. This is so wholesome. This is so wholesome. Okay, hearing you agree makes me feel more certain of my choice. I will succeed at this. Thank you. Aw. Okay, guys. I hate to do this, but I do need to bring this up. This is a very nice looking dorm room. Anyways. So sorry. We do need to bring this episode to a close. I've been recording for a while and I've got more recording to get to today. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Be sure to hit the notifications bell because then you'll get updates on when I post future episodes. I am planning on doing a couple of extra episodes here and there so that we have plenty of content to enjoy for these next few weeks. And so without further ado, thank you all again so much for watching. Bye!